I lost my train of thought. Like you do. Take a coffee break. Hey y'all, it's Lindsay and it's Wellness Wednesday week 35. Okay, y'all, as I normally do, I'll start out with my scale. Last week, I weighed in at 147.2, and this week, I weighed in at 147.4, so I gained 0.2 pounds, and I kind of had a few thoughts about it, really. The first thing is we have had some kind of summer junkie cold going on in our house. It's been kind of long lasting, actually. It hit us on Friday and it's now Wednesday. So clearly it's been a part of our lives for the past 5 days. We've done all the natural things. This is just one of those where we're just riding it out because that's about all we can do at this point. The fact that the weather has been so back and forth here means that the symptoms have kind of been back and forth. The other day it was 75 degrees and probably 80% humidity, and that kind of like evaporated away because yesterday and today it's been in the 50s and 60s, which is glorious in my opinion. But that also means just the whole cold situation has really impacted how we have recovered. Secondly, we started school lessons this Monday, and that has proven to be a much more difficult hurdle, I guess, for me to figure out and overcome. And I think part of it is the fact that the past 2 years of homeschooling, we have pretty much been on autopilot. I have been on my game, 100% planned out for the entire school year, 100% knowing what to do next. But this is the first year we've added on Molly's curriculum, like actual curriculum that we're responsible for. And it's not just sort of fun schooling anymore. It's like legitimate curricula. And trying to figure out how to educate 2 different children in 2 different levels, it's just been really eye-opening to just how challenging it can be. And so that has been the case for us. So basically, the past 2 years, I've been able to teach on autopilot. Like, we know the rhythm, we do the rhythm, we have hard days every now and again, but for the most part, we follow our rhythm, and it's been wonderful. And then kickstarting this year, I first of all did not plan the same way that I have planned in the past. And I think it was because I was so stressed out by the idea of having to school 2 children as opposed to just 1 and have the others just tag along. Basically, I was homeschooling on autopilot for the past couple of years, and this year is just completely different and way more stressful. So my stress level has been a little bit high, and that's probably why I didn't pre-plan the way that I have in the past. Stress causes me to want to eat. Some people, it makes them just kind of like shut down and they don't want to eat. I am not that person. I want to eat everything in sight whenever I'm stressed out, and I want to be as lazy as possible whenever I'm stressed. So I think that's partly where the weight gain came in. Now, I think it was a little bit more than only 0.2 pounds earlier in this 7-day period. I think actually starting school lessons means that I don't have the opportunity to just run into the kitchen and grab anything that I see at any given time. We are in our schoolroom right now. We tend to school around the house, and it's just kind of like we're in the phase where we like to be in the schoolroom. I have to run up and down stairs in order to get to the kitchen, which makes it significantly more difficult to just run in and do a flyby where I just grab a piece of Jack or some of that Oreo skinny chocolate, which I need to go in and remake that because I'm out and I'm jonesing for it. I don't have the flyby opportunities anymore because I'm juggling 2 different children's school lessons plus managing Lauren and her she's not trying to give up her morning nap, but she's kind of like going longer and longer and longer stretches. So I can foresee that happening. Ugh, I've gone off on tangents like I do. Really long story short, I haven't had the opportunity over the past 3 days to do flybys, especially in the mornings. And I've been way more diligent with myself on eating breakfast with the girls and then getting kickstarted into lessons. We haven't been doing a morning snack. We haven't been doing any grazing at all. We've eaten breakfast and then several hours pass where we're just nose to the grindstone, getting our lessons done. And then we finally come up for air to have lunch. And then we go and continue on with our lessons. So I just don't have the opportunities to graze. And I had 4 days of grazing up until Monday. And so I think that's where I packed on some extra weight. And then these past 3 days, I've been able to kind of release some of that, but not all of it. And here's the other thing, like, you know, I was on autopilot with homeschooling, and now I'm seeing how much turbulence I'm hitting because of that, because this year is totally different than other years, and just relying on my autopilot experiences has kind of like shaken me. And I've talked to Jared about this. I'm like, I just don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to do this. I don't understand. Like, it's going to take us a couple of weeks to really get this sorted out. And he's been very supportive. He's just like, you know, it's okay. You will get this figured out. It'll be fine. The correlation there is that I've been doing Trim Healthy Mama, or we did keto for a long time, and Jared still does keto or low carb. But you know, like, I've been on this experience, this adventure for over 2.5 years now. But you know, it's like I'm here. I know the plan. I know what to do, and yet I'm like, those are the rules, and yes, rules are good for newbies, and you know, you should follow the rules whenever you're just in this place. But here's the thing, I'm in that place. I should be following rules. I don't think that I'm in maintenance mode. And if I am ever in maintenance mode, I think I'm gonna have to work harder to maintain what I know is a healthy lifestyle. And Trim Healthy Mama is a foreseeable future lifestyle choice that I have made. And I'm not going to say forever, because you just never know what's going to happen in the distant future. But foreseeable future, I'm sticking to Trim Healthy Mama. And sticking to Trim Healthy Mama is all the best practices that I talked about back at the beginning of All in April. And it's not having the flybys. It's not sitting there grazing all the time. And doing lessons for the past 3 days has really proven to me, Lindsay, just because you're a nursing mom doesn't mean that you actually need to be snacking every 2 hours, or every hour and a half, or every 45 minutes. Like, anytime you put a morsel of food in your mouth, your body has an insulin trigger response. And it doesn't matter if it's a low carb option, or a keto friendly option, or if it is carbs. It doesn't matter. Your body gets the signal, food in or nourishment in, let's get some insulin moving. So I kept myself in a state of grazing, which means that I've been tracking my blood sugars a little bit here and there, because I love to collect data. It's been very interesting. My numbers have been a little bit high for me, and my high numbers have been, you know, like around the 90 mark. And I'm thinking, ooh. And one morning I posted it on Instagram. I had like a super high number for a fasting blood sugar. I did get some feedback that the particular blood sugar meter, the glucometer that I use, it's got some faulty issues. And then there's something like the dawning hour, or some kind of phenomenon for that first hour after you wake up, where your blood sugar can spike a little bit. And I think that might have something to do with cortisol, but I have not thoroughly researched that. Tangents. So many tangents. Let me try to bring this back to what I originally started talking about. I've been on autopilot, and I haven't really made adjustments for turbulence. And I know I make a lot of aviation related similes, but we're an aviation family. That's sort of how it happens. So I've been on autopilot. I have become complacent, and I'm using the term autopilot for a substitute for the word complacent and comfortable. And I've been a little bit too complacent and a little bit too comfortable with being a nursing mom, so I need more snacks. A nursing mom, so I need to eat every time the baby eats. She's 11 months old. I am quite certain that we are well established with milk supply. We are not hurting because she's grown. She has grown. And I am 1,000,000% positive that me eating every time she nurses is not necessary. There is a lot of excess storage going on this body. And I don't want to say a lot, because it's, you know, probably 10 pounds or less of extra, just like body storage weight to produce the milk. And I've said in the past, like, I'm totally happy to hold on to a couple of extra pounds until Lauren weans, but I've been self-sabotaging because of my complacency, and it's fun to eat whenever your baby eats. I am really not sure if that jumbled stream of consciousness type discussion landed anywhere with anyone, but hopefully it did. Autopilot has been a problem. Getting back into school routine is proving to be a benefit, even if it is super stressful for me right now and I want to eat all the things. I physically can't be traipsing up and down the stairs to do flybys in the kitchen. I feel like there's a much more concise way I could have said all the things, but that's not really my jam. How has your week gone? I've said entirely too many words. I need to get this uploaded for y'all. So I appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate all of my new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. I do a lot of Trim Healthy Mama stuff. I talk about homeschooling. I talk about random things. It's just kind of a stream of consciousness in general for me. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for sticking with me. I know Monday's video, I was really down, really like low energy, and this cold really did a number on us, and the stress of Monday was very high. So I was a little bit worn out. I'm not sure if you could tell that in the video, but I felt it. I felt it. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.